Welcome to the Healthbeat Show. I'm Dr. Jeffrey Watson. We have some real trying times right now, and I want to talk to you some about them. Of course, COVID-19 has killed over 100,000 people in the United States. You think that doctors and nurses are the only frontline healers, but there are a lot of frontline healers that include our police, include our fire departments, include our other outreach people with food, housing, domestic violence prevention, mental health issues. Many other types of things fall into frontline healing. If we are to survive, we've got to work together. I want to talk to you today about some wonderful organizations and individuals who decided to come together to provide health. And health is a state of spiritual, socioeconomic, psychological, and physical well-being, and not simply the absence of disease. One of the groups is the Oakland Frontline Healers. It is an organization in which about 25 to 30 local community-based organizations came together, grassroots organizations, really to try to heal the community. And mainly they wanted to heal that community that is at greatest risk. We know that African Americans, that Latinos, that homeless, that those with disproportionate illnesses like diabetes, congestive heart failure, asthma are at great risk of the COVID-19. The trickle-down effect of shelter in place has caused unemployment, loss of housing, mental health issues, all these types of things. Our group, known as the Oakland Frontline Healers, have addressed these issues collectively. One of the aspects that I was asked to be involved with the Oakland Frontline Healers was to pull together physicians, nurses, healthcare providers to educate, to screen, to provide personal protective equipment for the folks going out in the community to do the healing. You will see Daryl Alums, who came to my office and said, "Doc, can I get a face mask?" I said, "Daryl, I don't have any extra ones. The hospital has taken most of them up." Daryl made it a mission to start working with collective individuals and organizations to get personal protective equipment. Here's some of the personal protective equipment. First of all, we know that this virus, COVID-19, can be aerosol. It can come off the hand. So hand sanitizer, this was one of the things that we were able to get, and you want to definitely put on some hand sanitizer. If you are going to be involved with the care or evaluation of someone who might have COVID-19, you want to have a face shield on. I mean, you could be somebody who's delivering food. You could be somebody who is helping to bathe them. You could be somebody who is giving them counseling. But we were able to get face shields to put on. We were also able to get gowns. And these gowns you would put on over your uniform or your coat and go in and see a patient or somebody who might be at risk. And believe me, all of us are at risk at this point in time. If you were going to feed somebody, if you were going to bathe somebody, if you're going to give them counseling, you would want to wear a face shield and a gown. And this is what I wear when I go to the hospital, actually. Here are some goggles. You can put these goggles over your glasses. Now, why would we have the face shield and goggles? It's because if the virus becomes aerosolized, it can get into your eyes, it can get into the mucous membranes of your mouth, then penetrate, and you may develop the COVID-19. To keep that away, we have the N95 masks. So we've been able, through the Oakland Frontline Healers Collaborative, get this personal protective equipment, the gloves. Okay, so all of these things we've worked as a collaboration to be able to get. And also, here's one of the key things. We pulled together Roots Community Healthcare Organization in East Oakland, West Oakland Health Center in West Oakland, and the James A. Watson Wellness Center, where I work, in North Oakland, to do COVID-19 screening. And how is the screening? Well, the screening is very simple. To take a straw-like device like this. It's placed in the nose, twist it around a couple of times, and then you would put it into a tube that has viral solution that keeps the virus, and then you break it off. It's sent in. Takes about 3 days to get the results, and many of the labs now, before this was an act of God that only special people like doctors and nurses could get this test. The Oakland Frontline healers are working to make sure that you can get this test. If you knew better, you could do better. If we find it early, we can prevent some of the complications that may occur. Now, some of you may say, well, I don't know if I want to wait 3 days. What about the people, I'm trying to go back to work, all this kind of stuff. And how do I know that they were really tested? I'm scared myself. Here's another test. This looks like the type of thing that you would do to see if you're pregnant. You stick the finger, put a drop of blood on here, put this chemical on. This device is a rapid testing device. It can tell us if you have IgM to COVID-19, meaning that you have it right now within the past 3 to 5 days, particularly after 3 days, it will diagnose it. Or if you previously had it. That flu that you had in January and February, I thought I had the flu, but did I have COVID-19? It would tell you if you have IgG, meaning that you had COVID-19 in the past. Now, other labs can do this on your blood too. So Quest Laboratory, Foundation Laboratory can take a blood test and tell if you have the antibody. So we have tried to educate the community about the health aspects, the preventive care that you would wear so that to keep you from it. We have organizations that actually have come together technically. You'll see from a young man that wrote the policies and procedures for the Oakland Frontline Healers. You will hear from those involved with housing. You will hear with those who are involved with rapid response to people who are in need, homeless, some of the political issues right now, violence prevention, all types of folks. You will hear from a phone line that you can call, 510-353-3900. You call that number, Oakland Frontline Healers can help you to find a place to live, help you to get some food, help you to get tested. All types of things, help you with mental health issues, help you with your kids and your family and education, help you if you were previously incarcerated. What doctor do I go to? Where do I live? Where can I try to volunteer and get a job? That's what we're talking about today. Oakland Frontline Healers, right here on the Healthbeat Show. I'm Dr. Jeffrey Watson. Remember that your health is your wealth, and when you have your health, you have everything. Stay safe.
For advertising and sponsorship opportunities, log on to healthbeattv.info.
I'm Dr. Jeffrey Watson. For more information, go to our website, healthbeattv.info. You'll hear more about the information that we're giving you on the Healthbeat Show.
Hart, what's going on?
I'm leaving.
Why? What did I do?
Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit.
Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just please,
Don't leave. Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed ours.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. Protect the ones you love. Spot a stroke fast.
The Healthbeat Show, sponsored by Watson Wellness Water. Your health is your wealth.
Hey everybody, I'm Lauren Taylor. I'm the District 6 representative on the Oakland City Council, and it is my honor to be in partnership with the Oakland Frontline Healers. They are an incredible collaboration of organizations that have been on the ground serving our community, serving the Black community here in Oakland for a very long time, long before the coronavirus took place. But the need, the impact has been amplified since the coronavirus took place. So I am excited to see the coming together, the collaboration, the partnership of so many different groups that address different parts of the equation that is uplifting our community. We've got folks focused on violence interruption, supporting our returning citizens. We've got folks addressing food scarcity, coming together to address the homeless epidemic that we have, and a whole lot of healers focused on the direct physical impacts of the coronavirus pandemic. There is so much need, but yet we know that the solutions exist within our community to solve that need. And it is my privilege and honor as a council member to bring the city in partnership. We have to bring all resources to bear to make sure that the disparities that have plagued our community for so long are not exacerbated as a result of this crisis. We are in pain. We are feeling the pains of the injustices since even more recently, we have, it's been enforced on us. All right, I'm gonna keep going. All right.
Keep going.
So, and especially this past week, we have been in pain. We have been emotionally drained by the recent killing of George Floyd. It's times like this where we have to come together, use our collective voice, use our collective energy in response to uplift the community, uplift our residents, and really change and transform this system, this society that we're in, to give all of our young Black boys and girls a better shot.
Hi, my name is Denise Clark, and I represent Word Assembly, a family of churches. And I was offered to be a part of the Frontline Healers through Darryl Alums. And once the pandemic hit, I was just given this vision to start feeding. I own a cafe in Oakland, and I was just given the vision to feed on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I do a grab and go lunch, and we serve it on Tuesdays and Wednesdays from 12 to 1:30. So we've been able to service over 3,000 people since the pandemic has started. I came up with this idea because I knew a lot of kids would be out of school, and people will have their kids home from school, and kids eat a lot. So I wanted to give back to the community, so I've been serving a hot meal twice a week. We also partner with another group who have brought us groceries last week. So now we're giving out grocery boxes and bags to go along with the hot lunches every day, so the families can have food to eat at least for 2 or 3 days. So that's what I do as part of the Frontline Healers.
I'm Leo Mercer. I'm with the Mercer Brotherhood. We're an organization that does a lot of rapid response work, but we also create content that allows us to reflect the times. We've done a lot of work since 2009, from hosting marches around Lake Merritt in names of gentrification, to making sure that we hold our brothers and sisters in solidarity clear when it comes to mass incarceration by hosting town halls and such to make sure that certain propositions are passed and some of our people are out of jail that may be innocent but just of the system because they look like us. Anywhere around the scope. Right now, given that the COVID crisis has happened, rapid response has been like one of the biggest elements in how we show solidarity for each other, not just as Black people, but as humans. So what we've been doing is we've been doing a lot of rapid response in the form of like just going all over Oakland, feeding the unsheltered, because they can't shelter in place. They don't have the ability to. So a lot of our work as the Oakland Frontline Healers is just making sure that we are there for the people who cannot be there otherwise for themselves. And we've been doing it for a long time. You know, we would love a lot of support. We are already getting a lot of support, but the connection and the ecosystem is definitely necessary. So again, I'm Leo Mercer. I'm with the Mercer Brotherhood, and we create content that reflects the times. But right now we're doing rapid response work given the COVID-19 crisis. If you need our contact information, our website, mercerbrotherhood.org. You can find me on Facebook or Instagram just by typing in Leo Mercer. And 510-825-5341 if there's any rapid response related incidents that I need to be a part of.
Hi, I'm Isabel Lucero, and I'm a patient advocate with Bay Nation Home Health with a total wellness program. And since the beginning, since we've opened up our doors, we have been passionate about serving our community, the community that has been disenfranchised for many decades, all shades of brown, homeless or not. And since COVID came upon us, we definitely decided to commit our services, physical therapy, occupational therapy, and the mental wellness piece, specifically to those families and patients who have Alameda Alliance. I'd like to say if there's anyone out there who is in need for some direction with the Oakland Frontline Healers, which we are so honored to be a part of, and which I help man that phone line, you can reach us at 510-353-3900. Quiero dar un poquito de información sobre el Oakland Frontline Healers. Nosotros somos Bay Nation Home Health. Estamos aquí para servir a ustedes que necesitan ayuda. Y específicamente si ustedes tienen el Alameda Alliance, nosotros estamos aquí para apoyarte. Si necesitan más información, yo me llamo Isabel Lucero con Bay Nation Home Health. El número de teléfono es 353-3900. Isabel Lucero con Bay Nation Home Health, aquí para servirle. Isabel Lucero, and you're watching the Healthbeat Show. Isabel Lucero, estás aquí mirando el Healthbeat Show. ¡Epa!
I'm Dr. Watson, and you know, many of you will ask your doctor, "Doctor, I need some more pain pills." Well, prescription pain medications are naturally becoming the #1 abused drugs on the streets. We're talking about promethazine with codeine. We're talking about Vicodin. We're talking about OxyContin. We're talking about morphines. These are the things that people are using in excess, and they're accidentally killing ourselves with them. You may not know it, so you really need to talk with your doctor when you're taking pain medication and develop, first thing, a pain contract. When you develop a pain contract with your doctor, the doctor will usually tell you, you know, you can only get one prescription every month. Because if you are refilling things and you're treating things without talking to your doctor, sometimes you can overdo it on yourself. And we know many popular people in the media recently who have overdone it on themselves because they thought that they knew what they were doing. So get a pain contract with your doctor. That means you get your pain medicines once a month. If you lose them, you can't get another prescription because you got them once a month. Get them from one pharmacy only. Get them from one clinic or one provider only. In this fashion, you'll make sure that you don't mix up the medications, because if you're getting something from one doctor and another doctor, they don't know. You might mix them up, and the next thing you know, you're sick, and we have people having accidental overdosages and death as a result of it. Pain medicine are the #1 medications that are being abused on the street right now and by our young people. Keep your stuff locked away. Don't let it get out. As a result of this, people are hurting themselves. I'm Dr. Jeffrey Watson. Remember always that your health is your wealth, and when you have your health, you have everything. And I've always said to you that if you knew better, you could do better. I'll see you next time.
Hello, everybody. My name is Gerald Alums. I am the Executive Director of Adamika Village Stop Killing Our Kids movement. I'm also the founder of East Oakland Pillars and the Oakland Frontline Healers. I'm here today to tell you about the Oakland Frontline Healers. Oakland Frontline Healers started off at Dr. Watson's office. I am an 8-year lupus survivor. I am one of the ones that could get the COVID virus very easily. My immune system is very weak. As I'm going to my regular doctor appointment, going into Dr. Watson's office, I noticed that half the staff and no patients had masks on. That had put my life in jeopardy at that time, and I had to take a chance. When I was in the room with Dr. Watson discussing why was there no mask or no PPE in the office, he was explaining to me that the hospitals, due to the coronavirus, are priority at this time, and they was receiving priority PPE, and offices like Dr. Watson's was not really receiving it at that time. Then we have some nonprofits that's out here doing this work on a daily, that's been doing the work before the COVID-19, that's on double time right now because of COVID-19. So at this time, we don't have no masks, no gloves, no hand sanitizers to be out here in the fields on the front line to support our Oakland community. And we all came together. After that one first phone call, the Zoom call that we had, we became the Oakland Frontline Healers. We're serving our Oakland community, supporting with domestic violence, reentry, homeless. We have the best doctor network in the Oakland, California together on this alliance. And we're here to serve our community. Due to this crisis right now, everyone has to step their game up to elevate themselves to support the community. And number one thing first is self-care, to make sure that you have the right protection on so you're able to serve your community. And that's what the Oakland Frontline Healers are. 510-353-3900.
Hey folks, my name is Justin Lee. I work with the Oakland Frontline Healers in a variety of different capacities, but ultimately what matters, I'm a volunteer, and my role is to help this group get funding, be effective, and to get support from the city. The Oakland Frontline Healers is an organization, or an umbrella organization, of 25 to 30 different Oakland groups and service providers that are really concerned about the racial disparities of COVID-19. We came together, honestly, out of fear because we started to recognize that there was some real danger in the community, and we started forming up and talking every 72 hours so we can better understand what's happening. And there's no sugarcoating it. We have some very serious issues in our community. Long-standing issues like violence, domestic violence, trafficking, these are things that we've been dealing with for the last decade plus. But now, in our new COVID-19 reality, the means of addressing those have radically shifted. We now have candlelight vigils where people are not socially distancing and not wearing masks. We have women stuck in their household with their abusers, and we have children being brought by the busload here into Oakland to be sold for sex. We face immense challenges, and the only way that we're going to be able to resolve them, or even have a modicum of a chance to get out of this alive, is if we come together and work together. And that's what the Oakland Frontline Healers is about. In terms of organization, we meet every week to try to share information, identify areas of particular vulnerability, and to share our resources. Because COVID-19 affects so many aspects of our life in this community, we've also made sure to have different subgroups where our different specialist healers can work together, share their resources, and identify ways that we can do interventions to support people. The only way we're going to be able to get through this is together. And that means collaborating on a level beyond anything that we've ever seen. So to kind of give you an example of what that looks like in our network, you might have an organization that does outreach, does food delivery, and goes to a household that might be at risk and builds a relationship. From there, we can give them access to different wraparound resources. So say that this household that received a delivery, there might be a situation of domestic violence happening. We can then route them to our other specialist healers who specialize in addressing those kinds of concerns, and we can all work together to make sure that this family has alternatives, be it a shelter stay, hotel stays, or access to more long-term housing. But which is to say, we work better when we work together, and we're here to address all of the vulnerabilities happening in this community. Another thing I would like to share is so let me try this again. The Oakland Frontline Healers in April was able to serve over 8,000 individuals with services ranging from food delivery to intensive case management and shelter stays. And I think that's extraordinary. But the problem is we are facing a severe lack of funding. Our healers are committed to the cause, so much so that many of them have started pulling funds from their own pockets to help their fellow community members. The only way we're going to get through this is together, and we hopefully can have your hope. We ask.
Slow down.
Yeah.
Still rolling.
Let me try that one again. Yeah.
Go for it.
In April, We succeeded in serving over 8,000 individuals in the Oakland community with a variety of resources and services, ranging from light touches like food delivery to more intensive case management and shelter stays. However, this is unsustainable. We have been doing this work, pooling resources from our own pockets and scrounging up whatever we can. And we need your support to make sure we can meet the rising demand for our services during this crisis.
We hope that you learned something today about trying to stay healthy. This is a real challenging time. African Americans, Latinos, homeless, those previously incarcerated, high risk of getting COVID-19. Believe me, I've seen it. I work at the hospital. I work in the doctor's office. The doctors and our Oakland Frontline healers are trying to educate you, help you find housing, find funding, find food, and to get tested. So make sure that you get tested. Everybody should do that. It's not bad. You can stick this in your mouth or your nose. It's a very simple test, okay? Oakland Frontline Healers. That's what it's all about. God bless you. Remember always that your health is your wealth, and when you have your health, you have everything. I'm Dr. Jeffrey Watson. We'll see you next time. I'm Dr. Jeffrey Watson. Thanks for being with us on this episode of the Healthbeat Show, where we try to educate you about different aspects of healthcare, about eating right, exercising right, what you can do to help yourself, how to access the healthcare system, what kind of questions to ask, what you should do for any particular disease state. Because I always believe that your health is your wealth, and when you have your health, you have everything. I'm Dr. Jeffrey Watson. We'll see you next time.
You don't have to take my word, but I heard if you have your health, you have everything.